Hi everyone, these are the notes for the evolution of birds. So did birds evolve from dinosaurs? At first glance, birds and reptiles seem very different. This hawk and the snake here on the left have very different traits. But looking further into it, we can start to see some similarities. The feet of this chicken here are very much scaled, very much similar to what you might find on a reptile. They both lay eggs with shells. And we have, since learning about dinosaurs, we have found so many fossils where dinosaurs have feathers, like the one here on the bottom left. The wings of birds, if you compare the bones to the forearms of mammals and reptiles, we can see that the bone structure is very similar. You have the one bone, like the humerus, then two bones, like our own forearm, and then wrist bones, finger bones. And in the birds, these finger bones seem to have fused into this wingtip here. Now this is what's referred to as homologous structures, a very common type of evidence used when studying evolution, which is very different from analogous structures. So just because a bird and a bat and an insect, they all have wings, doesn't mean that they are necessarily related, because they're built so differently. However, because bird wings have such a similar bone structure to mammal and reptile forearms, they definitely seem to be more related to each other than to, say, other things with wings. Now, once we find dinosaurs that have not just feathers but wings, we can really make that connection between dinosaurs and birds. And this is Archaeopteryx Lithographic. And because it died and was fossilized in this very fine sandstone, not only did the bones fossilize to turn into rocks, but the very fine pattern of the wings and the feathers on the wings was able to be pressed into the rock as a fossil too. So Compsognathus is very much a dinosaur. We have a chicken skeleton here as well, and Archaeopteryx has traits of both. It has traits of these dinosaurs that walked on two legs. It has these traits of birds today, and it's just a good transition between the two. Now, it wasn't a clean transition of this dinosaur to this dinosaur-like bird to birds. There were many different versions of dinosaur-like birds, and many dinosaurs had feathers but didn't have wings. So the question is, what was the direction that went successfully to form birds? And there's many different theories about what they did with wings, because to get wings, a transition period of having some sort of half wing that wasn't good for flight had to have been good for something. Because what we know about natural selection is that the traits that are advantageous are going to be the ones that get passed down. So to develop a wing over time, some sort of half wing that's in transition needs to still be of use before it became a full wing. So there's the ground up theory, which basically says that the wings aided in propulsion. Likely these dinosaurs began on the ground and were using these half wings to help get up into the air for gliding or up into trees. Another way that they could have been of use was to catch insects, like a big net. So a half wing maybe couldn't help you fly, but it could help you grab onto some food, and then some of them eventually can start using it in another successful way if it changes in any other developments. And then there's the tree down theory, where these dinosaurs were up in the trees and they were using their wings to jump from branch to branch, even though they weren't full wings. They could at least help them balance and move and glide in this kind of way. So many successful transitions had to have occurred, and many unsuccessful, far more unsuccessful, occurred along the way. So it wasn't quite this direct path, but there were many transitions and many trait developments along the way. Obviously, most dinosaurs, basically all of them, didn't make it past extinction. Most of them went extinct at the end of the Cretaceous, but it was actually the birds who ended up continuing to survive, even though a lot of them went extinct. And it's not just the feathers and the wings that really makes birds different from dinosaurs. And it's so much more. It's lighter bones. It's going to be these beaks instead of teeth. The gizzards that are used for digestion. But the development of the feather is actually going to be what your assignment is regarding this. And feathers are actually just evolved scales, but it didn't happen, overnight. There were many transitions that occurred in order to turn a scale into what we know as a feather today. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.